15, and I'm working at Party City, still trying to make it in the hardest city. Went through a breakup, but my heart is with me. Soul still full, but I'm feeling empty. Checking my phone, seeing what they sent me. I'm all out too, but I'm home mentally. I need something else at the early 20s. Yeah, clock in and out. Now I'm at a desk job, then I got sent to the warehouse. It was feeling like Best Buy. Being Dub was the best ride. Had a few shows here and there. Rehearsed at the sweatshop. From a bus stop to a train stop. To myself, can't be in the same spot. To myself, can't be in the same spot. Met a co-worker, yeah, and his name was James. Showed a young boy how to maintain. Now I figured out how to make a way. Job closed down, but I wasn't phased. Got off my and we spilled our pain. Years go by and we here to stay. A part of the game ain't come to play. Commit my sins, then wash away. Said pain, go away. Please come back another day. Rest my head down where I lay. Release my stress out from this chain. Pain, go away. Please come back another day.
Yeah. We back.
Don't endanger us. It's too many, it's way too much.
Yeah.
Can't make it up.
Yo, what up, fam? What up, Oliver? What's going on? Yeah, feels good to be back, man. Feels good to be back. The journey's not over. The journey's not over. Still got a long way to go. Still battling this thing we call prostate cancer. Feeling better. Had some other things going on, but you know, it is what it is. Oliver, you stopped driving 18-wheelers, went back to aviation, building aircraft engines. Well, I mean, it's always good to have something to fall back on, Oliver. That's not a bad thing. Guess what? You still got your CDL as long as you keep it, up to date. Make sure you renew it. Make sure you, keep everything intact. You still got that in your back pocket. That's not a bad thing because you went back to aviation. You know what I'm saying? I just wonder, I'd like to know what made you make that decision. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd just like to know what made you decide to get out of trucking. You know what I mean? That's cool. That's cool. You went to school for it. You went to school for aviation, aircraft engines. Man, that's a hell of a career, bro. That's a nice career. That's a real nice career. Well, let me set this up. Welcome to the Freight Trapping Podcast. I'm your man, Mr. James Roberts, aka Solo Driver. Man, I've been going through it for the last 2 months, 3 months, but I'm back. We are back. Still battling prostate cancer, but I'm up for it. We up for it, as I should say. I know I got people out there praying for me. I know I got people that got my back. I know I got people out there that's saying, hey, man, you got this. And so here we are. And what a time to jump back into this. What a time to jump back into this. My boy, shout out to my boy, Oliver Green. He's always been a supporter of the channel. And I appreciate him. He's no longer in trucking, but guess what? We are not just a transportation podcast. That's our first love. But we talk about everything. He always welcome over here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, it's not a lot I want to talk to you today about. Just want to say thank you guys for the prayers. Thank you guys for those of you who have missed the show. Thank you guys for those of you who have sent me well wishes, sent my family well wishes. We going through a lot. My sister-in-law sent out prayers for her. She's going through a lot. I went through a lot. We got a lot of stuff going on. But guess what? God is good, man. God is good. God is good. I'm here. Still going, still popping. And so, what a way to get back into the seat, get back into this pilot seat, and talk about this thing they're pushing called AB5. And we're going to talk about AB5. We're going to go a little in depth. If you want to tune in. If you want to, hit the comment section. It's all good. So AB5 is a law enacted in California. I'll read the law to you and see, and we'll kind of try to break it down and try to see, make some understanding out of this thing and see where we stand with it. And the reason I say we is because it doesn't matter if you're an owner-operator or you work for a company. We all in this together. I don't think anybody's livelihood should be taken from them, which I don't know. I just been hearing reports and people been tapping in on it and, saying that little piece about it, but I'm gonna give my own little spiel on it, and we can break this down, and you can get your own understanding of it. So I'm not even gonna hold you up. I'm gonna read this article, and then we're gonna go. We're gonna do a little old dive into it. We're gonna go deep into it. All right. So I'm gonna tell you something now. This is what you need to know out of California about AB5 law. In 2019, the California Supreme Court issued a landmark decision in the Dynamex Operation West Inc. versus Superior Court of Los Angeles. Ultimately, the California Supreme Court interrupted and rejected the Barillio test for determining whether workers should be classified as either employees or independent contractors. California legislature made this standard law with Assembly Bill number 5, or AB5. After January 1st, 2020, AB5 now applies to every employer in California. The new standard in California. As of July 2022, the Supreme Court has denied a hearing against AB5. AB5 is enforced as California law. AB5 is a law that significantly restricts the designation of workers as contractors. AB5 is a law that significantly restricts the designation of workers as contractors. By default, all workers are considered employees. AB5 also sets up ABC test, defines if a worker is an employee or independent contractor in California. We'll tackle ABC in a minute. AB5 is a law that significantly restricts the designation of workers as contractors. So now, I think the truckers were fighting this since 2019, 2020 to not be a part of this AB5 law in California. Now the AB5 law, as you guys have heard, it restricts the designation of workers as contractors. So what would happen is, I have a job. I have a vineyard. So now the way I go under the radar of employing people and not having to have to deal with their taxes and having to file taxes on their behalf or pay taxes on their behalf. I bring them in as contractors. I bring them in as contractors, and I allow them to work for me, and I pay them cash as a vineyard. So what happens is now there is turn this out. Now what happens is I get to pay you under the table. They've been doing this for years. If you would go to the onion fields, if you would go to the vineyards, if you would go to some of the orange, strawberry, orange fruit, apples, whatever California is known for, which is vegetables and fruit. They grow a lot of it. If you would go there, you would see that they have, because I've driven through California, picked up loads out of California, they have so many workers that are either on visa or illegal. And that's how they've been getting the produce out the fields and getting the onions and getting everything out the fields, man, is because they've been able to contract those workers into the field, pay them cash money, and profit the rest. They work them as 1099s. They have to file their own taxes, which 9 times out of 10 they don't, because they're illegal. They don't have a social security number. And I'm just assuming this is not fact. This is nothing that has been set in stone. This is just simply an opinion of why they've decided to put transportation into that same lane. And whenever you do anything, and whenever you enact a law as a state, whenever you move on anything like that, there's a reason. And we know that America is built on capitalism. So they needed to capitalize on having these workers in the fields, behind trucks, in the factories, in the warehouses, building things, moving things. They needed to get a part of their money. Is it right? Is it wrong? You tell me. Is it fair to me as a tax-paying citizen, someone who has lived over here? This is my home. I don't know no other home. I wasn't born in another country and came here. I wasn't my mom didn't migrate. My mom didn't flee. My mom didn't do any of those things. I was born here. So for me, you kind of get into the mode of, for me, it's natural to work and pay taxes. It's what it is. It's natural to work and pay taxes. So what California did was they enacted a law, AB 5, that no worker would be considered a contractor. If you are considered a contractor, you have to meet some stipulations. And now those stipulations have bled over into transportation. Yep, they bled over into transportation. And so my thing has always been, because of where I come from, because of the way I'm built, my thing has always been stay ready to get from trying to get ready. That was a double negative. Stay ready so you won't have to get ready. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. Stay ready. When we teach people to start a business, start a trucking company, start your dispatching, start your brokerage, when you teach people that stuff, when you teach people, hey man, if you want to be a business owner, man, make sure you have everything in order. Don't cut no corners. Don't say, oh, I ain't gonna pay the fee. The fee gonna have to get paid regardless, in one way or another. See, I can't say this doesn't affect me, because one day I might want to be again an owner operator. But see, I don't live in California. I live in Texas. See, down here, Texas, they very seldom follow the trend. They stay on the path that they want to take. And I'm not saying that it won't happen down here, and I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, down here in Texas, even if you are going in as lease to own, if you're going in as a contractor, you still have to have paperwork in order. So my thing is this here. AB5 tells everybody in California, all truck drivers in California, they telling truck drivers, no longer are we just accepting you saying, I'm a LLC and I'm leased on with XYZ Transportation. They got all of the paperwork, they got all of the IFTA, they got all of the taxes, they got everything. But I'm filing as a LLC. I'm filing business taxes. I'm filing for all of the amenities and all of the things that come with having a business. Right? I can write off uniforms. I can write off fuel. I can write off repairs. I can write off all of the different stuff that a true owner-operator who has everything in line. He owns a business. He files his own taxes. He has whatever it is he wants. See, that's what California is trying to tell y'all now. That's what California is trying to tell the rest of the country. Is I need you to have all of your stuff in line. And we're going to get into it because they got something what they call the ABCs. Once you're in with the leasing company, they got some ABCs that they can come down. But I just want to talk about it's an uproar. It is an uproar over the law, the AB5 law. And so what's happening is truck drivers, most truck drivers are mad because they think that they're See, sometimes some states follow the trend of another state. Let's just say, for instance, hypothetically, California passes a law. Now, New York wants to pass it. Or New York passes a law, California wants to follow suit. Florida wants to follow suit. Arizona, New Mexico probably want to follow suit. Right? So, that's the way that they get the opportunity to get behind a bill, to get behind the money, right? So I haven't really heard this. I seen it, but let me see what this brother's talking about when it comes down to the AB5, and let's just listen to it for a minute. All right. So he said that you're about to lose your job. No, you're not. No, you're not. You got a truck and you got a license. Right? You got a truck and you got a license. Guess what you do? Go ahead and become a worker for that company until you get your paperwork in order. Don't lose your job. Don't lose your livelihood over a law that you already know that why they're putting it into effect. And he just said Massachusetts and who is it? New Jersey, New York. What did he say? Is going to follow suit. Don't fret, my friend. Just go in and find out what you need. Find out what you need to put in place in order for you to continue as an owner-operator. See, because I know if you're a good driver and you got a good reputation at that company, what they would do, well, okay, you're a company, you're an entity, you have your own authority. Let's do this here. You've been running this lane for 5 years. We don't like the law. We don't like that it's coming into effect. But guess what? We're going to help you get your business in line because you've done such a great job for us. So let's get you lined up, get you in line. So guess what? I'm not going to broker this load to nobody because of the AB5 law. I'm going to give you the lane. Nobody wants to start over and find a new company to run a lane that somebody's been running for 5 years. That's money every week. And that's trust in you. That's a relationship. So I would go in and say, hey man, what can you help me do? I would have been doing this. I don't live in California, so I didn't know anything about the AB5 law. So the thing about it is this. If I knew anything about the law before this month, I'd have been finding out what I needed to do in order for this law to miss me. See, some of these states and some of these laws are, and some of the things that the fees that these states have are too much for some people to get in trucking. And that's what I always tell people, students who want to get into trucking. Make sure you got your I's crossed. Your I's crossed. Your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Make sure you got everything in order. Everybody just want to jump in trucking and say, oh, I got a truck, put their name on the side of it, but then it say lease to. That's a process you can do to get in. But after you've been leased to this company for 10 years, hey man, look, this is my truck. Let me make sure my paperwork good on it. Let me pay my own taxes. Give me all my money. I don't need you holding nothing. Don't set me down as nothing. Give me all my money. Write me down as a 1099. Write me down as a whatever. Put me on whatever paperwork you need to put me on, but I will pay my own taxes on everything. You're supposed to be set up if you've been the owner-operator for more than, I'm going to say 3 to 5 years. Your paperwork's supposed to be in order. See, the thing about me is I wouldn't sit up under nobody and allow for them to dictate, you know what I'm saying, my truck. Even though I'm leased to you, guess what? I got all my paperwork in order. I'm leased to you, but yeah, I got my own authority. I'm leased to you, yeah, but I got my own this. I'm leased to you, but I got everything you got. But I'm leased to you because this is the lane, you giving me my own lane. Yes, sir, I'm back, boy. What's up? Yeah, man, I'm back, bro. What's up, Roy? Yeah, I'm back. Yes, sir, I'm back, man. Trying to break down this AB5 law for y'all. Yeah, man. If I was an owner operator, bro, and I'm leased on to somebody, I wouldn't just be running just to be running. I'd be running to make sure all of my stuff is in order. Because you never know. And let me tell you something. This AB5 law got y'all running, but you forgot that they trying to pass a bill with FMCSA that's going to govern the trucks down. Y'all forgot about that? Y'all done forgot that they trying to govern the trucks down. I've been out of pocket for about the last 2.5 months. I'm going to go back and check it and see where they are with that. Maybe they already made a decision. Maybe they haven't. But see, you done forgot that they trying to govern your trucks down. As an owner-operator, bro, you supposed to have, I would have advised you, bro, if you not walking toward having your own authority, if you're not walking toward being your own entity, even though you are leased to another entity, if you're not walking toward that, and see, for me, that's what it's saying. It's saying to me is that the way that you can be considered a contractor, and we're going to, like I said, we're going to get into the ABCs of what California is saying. If you're not walking toward having all of this stuff in line in order for you to be considered a contractor, you're an employee. Do I think it's right? That's my opinion. No, I don't think it's right. Let it roll. But the reason they doing it is because of any reason they ever come up with anything that's going to make you spend money. It's because they found somewhere where they can make more money off of us as truckers. Do you know how many undocumented and illegal truck drivers there are in America? I'll wait. I don't know. I don't know. And that's the reason why they made this law, is because it's so many undocumented, unlicensed truck drivers out there that's getting paid cash money for moving loads. And California said, no, we need some of that money. California wants some of that money. Massachusetts wants some of that money. And did he say New Jersey or New York wants some of that money? Man, them folk don't care about your livelihood. Them folk don't care about... If they did, man, the pandemic wouldn't happen. If they did, ELDT, 8-hour rules and all that, don't nobody... Man, look here. Them folk don't care whether y'all comply or don't comply. All they know is at some point you going to comply and you got to come see them. That's what they know. That's what they know. And this is a culture. Transportation is a culture. And they always looking for ways to make money off of us. Fuel prices, IFTA, highway tax, new this, new that, put this on there, put that on there, speeding tickets high, blowouts high, you getting shut down is tickets, but it's always a way. But we got to stay ready. As a culture, we got to stay ready. We got to be ahead of the game. ELDT rule, you got new truck drivers trying to come in the game, truck drivers trying to make more money, get their hazmat. You got people trying to upgrade their licenses and all of that. Now you got to go through a ELDT training in order to get into this game, in order to be a part of this culture. They say no more. It ain't easy no more. We not gonna let it be easy for you no more. Trucking ain't easy no more, bruh. It ain't easy no more. You gotta come in this thing right. All them shortcuts and everything that everybody used to do when we first came into this game, bro. They shutting you down, and if they ain't shutting you down, they trying to hit your pockets as hard as they can. That's what they doing. It's plain and simple. It's plain and simple. Now let's look at this ABC test that they got. Now all three conditions of the ABT test are, y'all ready? The first one is the worker is independent of the hiring organization in connection with the performance of the work, both under the contract for the performance of the work and in fact. Damn. That's precise. The worker is independent, meaning that the worker is not connected to the hiring organization in any way, meaning he stands alone, solo. So my company has to be totally independent. My own insurance, they can't pay my insurance. I can't be up under their umbrella. My own authority. All of that. The company can't pay anything for me. The company cannot pay anything for me. It says the worker is independent of the hiring in organization in connection with the performance of the work. So, if you're a shipper, I can't be connected to you in any kind of way. I can work for you. I can be a contractor, but I got to come in with my own authority. I got to come in with my own insurance. I got to come in with my own liability insurance. I got to come in with all of that. See, I got to go into contract with you, both under the contract for the performance of the work and in fact. Oh, you need me to move some pipe for you? You have a customer, you have a shipper, and now you have a trucking company. I can't be connected with the trucking company, with the shipper in any type of way. The shipper can't be nowhere, I can't be nowhere connected to the shipper. No paperwork, nothing. They can't pay none of my bills. None. Because when you're leased on, it's a 70-30 split, 80-20, 65-35, whatever it is. It's a split. Because why? You're running under their authority. You're probably paying them 5% to use the trailer. You're probably paying 5 to 10% for them paying for the liability insurance, for the liability of the commodity, because they want to make sure if something happens to your truck that they can get that commodity covered. So what's B? That was A. This is B. The worker performs work that is outside the hiring entity's business. I wonder what that means. Because all of this can be interpreted. Now, when I talked about A, that was just my interpretation of the ABC, the A part of the test. That's my interpretation. I'm not telling you that's what that means. That's an interpretation. B says the worker performs work that is outside the hiring entity's business. The worker performs work that is outside the hiring entity's business. I can take that as I got a truck for hire, and you say I'm looking for a truck for hire. Long as you're not taking that truck to another trucking company to be hired, you can go. Whoa. So that means that I can't go to Janky Trucking and run loads for them because we're performing the same task. Woo! Is that what that means? Hold on. Is that what that means? The worker performs work that is outside the hiring entity's business. The worker performs work that is outside the hiring businesses, the hiring entity's business. So now, I'm a trucking company. I got loads. Now, in order for me to hire you, I have to create a brokerage within my business so that I can broker the load to you. And that makes you working for me outside of my business. Now I got the broker to load to you. Woo! That's just my interpretation of it. I'm a trucking company. You were leased on to me. Now you're not. Now this is B. Remember A. This is B. The next thing you have to prove is that you're doing work outside of my business. So now the way you do work outside of my business, I create a brokerage and I broker my loads to you, not through the trucking company, but through the brokerage. Man. And then you have to go and make sure that these things are being, you have to pay somebody to come in and tell you how these laws are interpreted. C, the person is routinely working in an independently established trade, occupation, or business that is the same as the work being requested and performed. So that just means that you do this work all the time. I mean, you drive trucks all the time. You got everything established in the business, in the culture that you're working. That's all that means. Does AB5 apply to me? Yes. Unless you have already restructured your company to comply with AB5, your company is subjected to the new standard. If you hire owner operators to run your trucks, or pay workers with 1099 miss instead of a W-2, then you run the risk of violating AB5. There are only two exceptions in the trucking industry to AB5. Owner-operators that own their own trucks and brokerage firms that contract out freight. I just said that. Those are the two ways. So basically, what's going to have to happen is whoever you drive for they're going to have to establish a brokerage and then broker whatever lane you were running for them, broker the loads to you as an owner operator. But you're going to have your own insurance. You're going to have your own, the same way a broker asks you for a carrier package, you're going to have to give them a carrier package. And everything that's in that carrier package is going to have to be on file. But that's the way that's the two exemptions. Owner operators that own their own trucks. And when they say own their own trucks, that means that you are an established, independently established owner operator in the occupation or in the business that is the same as the work being requested and performed. That's what needs to happen. And see what I see is the problem with the law is making people get stuff together. It's making people do their thing. And so at the end of the day, what's going on is I think don't nobody want to go through the headache. See, getting all that stuff was a headache. Everybody, it was a headache. It was a headache. Hold on, y'all. Hello?
I'm at the hospital, and so, emergencies can happen.
I'm answering the phone. I'm answering the phone.
Don't tell me no podcast. I don't care about that. So, are, are these people? Can these people hear me?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess I was calling about your doctor, but that's fine.
So the thing is that it's a headache to go and get all of this stuff. It's a headache. Plain and simple. It is a headache to go and get all of this stuff. But if you can go and you can meet the ABCs, the ABC test that they have, then you're good. So they prompted some questions about this. They say I'm an owner operator with 2 trucks. I have a driver that I pay with a 1099 miss to drive one of my trucks. Are they an employee or contractor? Your driver is an employee. You do not pass Rule B of the ABC test. The worker must perform work outside of the hiring entities. I run a small brokerage. I have a few owner-operators on call at any time to handle freight. Do I have employee liabilities to them? Possibly not. I just said that. As long as the drivers you contract have themselves secured operating licenses as licensed motor carriers, then you can treat them as contractors. I just said that. However, if a contractor did not set up their business properly, you will be liable for their benefits. Wow. I am an owner-operator with 1 truck. I drive my own truck. Do I have to worry about this? No. However, if you are not registered as a LMC, you will find it difficult to get work. No trucking company or brokerage is allowed to hire you until you set up your own company. That's basically what they're getting you to do, is set up your own company. That's all they want you to do. Is set up. They want to be able to track you. They want to be able to track you. They want to be able to track how much money you're making. They want to be able to track where you are, what you're hauling. See now, when people tell you, dispatchers and back office workers and all of that kind of stuff is no good, now this is where they're coming into play. Because an owner-operator doesn't want to handle all of that. But see, my wife teaches her dispatchers to be back office workers. You can hire my wife dispatcher out of her course. You can hire them to be a dispatcher. You can hire them to do your paperwork. You can hire them to help you with set up shop, basically. And they'll get all of your stuff over to the broker, the carrier package. They'll get everything over to them and you're set up. California is trying to make sure that you pay the fees that it's going to take for you to run in California. Because they're saying that there's too many trucks in California that are not paying the fees, that they can't keep track of. And this is the way they're going to keep track of you. Don't worry about it. This ain't the end of AB5. We're gonna dive in this again. We're gonna attack this again. But all it takes for you to go out there and go get all your paperwork in line. Go get your paperwork in line. And I know, but you're supposed to have it in the bank, but you're saying you don't have it. What you been doing? You've been running hard. You've been making paper. What you been doing? So that's just my little spiel on AB5. We're going to talk about it again. Remember, We still got these millionaire freight trapping hoodies. Hit the line, hit the description in the box. Go get them. Hey man, we're shipping my quick, and they keep you warm. They keep you warm. We got them. So that's it on my little talk for AB5. I'll be back at y'all again tomorrow. Try to find another topic to go on top of this. We'll talk again. Hit me up, thefreighttrappingpodcast@gmail.com. Any questions, any comments, want to talk about anything, hit me up, and we'll be back tomorrow, same time. Well, I don't know about same time, because, I can do this thing whenever. So, just hit me up, and we'll be here, and we'll talk about some other stuff tomorrow. Hey, man, this has been your boy, Mr. Freight Trapping himself. We out.